The following podcast contains strong language and the consumption of adult beverages, which may cause vague feelings of unease. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the second season of Fuck My Work Life podcast.
Welcome back, fuckers. I'm Kay.
And I'm Jay.
And this is the podcast where we read your workplace stories to you.
Like you didn't know already.
You've been through this before.
That's right.
If you're just starting listening to us on season 2,
go back and listen to season 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessary. We're not what do they call it? We're an episodic podcast.
No, yeah, it changes from episode to episode.
Right, but you can get a little flavor for us in season 1. Or you can just start listening. Like, if you're already listening, just keep listening. And then once you finish this episode, go back and listen to some season 1.
And also email us money, however you do that.
Just send us money, please.
Yeah, just send us money. Whether you like it or not, 1 penny, 1,000 pennies, $1 million. Doesn't matter.
$1 million. So, yeah, season 2. Yay.
Season 2.
Boo. I feel like
we're pretty excited. We're kind of nervous because it's been a while since we recorded, but, I think we'll hook this shit up.
I'm going to add some sound effects that are like people cheering and like, yay! So, how have you been over this little break, Jay?
I've been good. Finishing up this fucking bike.
Yeah. What are you doing with this fucking bike for people who haven't been listening?
I'm painting it mostly. And then I rebuilt the carburetors and I got a battery for it and I charged the battery. And as soon as I hooked the battery up, a lot of the wires started smoking.
That doesn't sound good.
I don't know if I've said it in episodes before, but this bike sat in the elements. That means outside in the sun, for 3 or 4 years, and was brought to me like, hey, rebuild the carburetors, paint it, because the paint was absolutely ruined, and, try to get it running. And I rebuilt the carburetors, and as I was going through the bike, I noticed that the wires were really, really stiff, and they're not supposed to be that way. They're supposed to be pretty, bendable.
Malleable.
But these things were like a fucking tree branch. They were so hard.
Is that just from not being used?
From the sun beating on it.
Oh.
And also the years of the engine heating up and then cooling down, and the engine heating up and then cooling down, and then this thing sitting in the sun for a couple years. Like the wires were completely shot. So I finished painting it today, actually. I finished all the finish work on the paint. Sorry, I'm
going to interrupt you. You posted some of your paint job. Where did you post it? Do you remember?
It was Twitter, right? I'm pretty sure it was Twitter. I think I tagged Chat Smash in it. Yeah, I did. It was Twitter.
We can actually post it on our Instagram, maybe, so people can see your sweet-ass paint job that you did on it.
It was Twitter.
Okay, well, that's probably going to get buried and it'll be a little hard to find, so I'll just put it on our Instagram.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me make a note to myself to remember to do that.
I'm really happy with the paint job. It's like a silver and green metal flake, and then I do black airbrushing around the main areas to make it look like you're looking into. It's like drop shading. You're looking into it to see the graphics, and the graphics are lace laid over the top, and they're like skulls and flowers, and then dark green candy paint over top of that. So it's like translucent.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm really happy with the paint. I'm just not happy with
the bike not running.
Yeah, the bike not running and other stuff.
But that's okay. It's not your bike. So you're going to finish the paint job and get it the F out of your garage.
Yep.
And then move on to the next project.
Yep. And I got a few projects coming up too. I'm pretty excited. Yeah. Anyway, we don't need to make this about.
This is Jay's Automotive Corner.
I mean, honestly, if you have a motorcycle and you want to send me your tank and fenders, I can paint the fuck out of them, and they will look so good.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm trying to think. I haven't really done anything constructive with our break. I've just been enjoying free time to play fucking Best Fiends No, they're not a sponsor. But if you want to sponsor us, Best Fiends, I've been playing the shit out of your game for the past couple months.
Yes, she has.
And that's pretty much it. Work has been challenging lately. And
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Yep.
But because of that, and not only because of that, we drink because we work.
Yes. And in natural Fuck My Work Life podcast fashion, we are both drinking, can you guess it?
Coors.
Colorado Kool-Aid, baby. Coors Light. That's
Coors
right,
Light,
Coors
baby.
Latte.
So cheers.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers to that.
Fucking A. Drink that shit down.
And for any of you haters on Coors Light, you can fuck right off.
Yep.
Just kidding. Keep listening.
Yeah, keep listening.
Enjoy
I know there's a
whatever.
lot of people who don't like Coors Light, but as much as we drink, if it was like IPAs and shit, we'd be floored every night.
Yeah, I don't like IPAs anyway. But, yeah, and I don't drink that much. But Coors are just nice, light. They're just refreshing, you know? It's not
it's like an alcoholic iced tea.
It doesn't fill you up like some beers can. I enjoy a nice craft beer occasionally. But normally, like, just if I just want a beer when I get home from work, Coors Light is my go-to. Plus, we always have it. So, it's easy.
Yeah, we do always have it. I mean, most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. So if you guys want to share what you're drinking to make it through your work week with us, you can just use the hashtag #WeDrinkBecauseWeWork on any of the social media sites.
That's right.
Even though we really only check Instagram and Twitter. So if you post it on Facebook, we probably will not see it.
Oh, I mean, we'll see it, but like next month.
Maybe.
At some point.
One time a month I actually open Facebook and then immediately shut it down because it's a cesspool. Anyway, let's get ready to podcast. Yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so to start off, our Season 2, Episode 1 episode.
Yes. Season 2, Episode 1 episode. First episode.
The first, I printed up a very short list of some of the craziest ways people have quit their jobs.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
I got this article from some place that I don't remember right now, but I will link the article in the show notes.
Yeah.
Some online source. So we're going to go through
The
it.
interwebs.
Yeah. The World Wide Web.
Yeah.
So we're going to just read a couple of those because I feel like most people who have ever been in a shit job has daydreamed about what it would be like to just quit.
Oh, yeah.
Epically.
Well, we've all seen, what was it, Office Space?
No,
Half-Baked?
Half-Baked.
Half-Baked? Was it?
Yeah, it was Half-Baked.
Where the guy, like, threw the papers up in the air and was like, fuck this, I'm out. I think that was Office Space.
I will bet you, because I'm pretty sure it was Half-Baked. He was working in, like, a fast food restaurant. And he was like...
Oh, yeah, but that was the fuck you,
there's two.
Fuck you, you cool, fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of.
No, I think it was... Wasn't it? It was Office Space where he, like, undrilled his fucking cubicle.
Yeah, but he didn't quit. He was still going to work and getting paid and just not fucking working.
Oh. Yeah. Well,
it's such a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Anyone that's worked in an office, or it kind of relates to any sort of corporate workplace.
Yeah.
Just all the bullshit that
Any job you want
goes
to
on
quit.
there. But anyway, I'm sure most of you have daydreamed about, an epic way to quit, flipping
Fucking
tables.
shit up and then walking the fuck
Yeah.
out.
So here are just a few stories of epic ways people have quit their job. Do you want to do the first one, or do you want me to?
I will.
Okay.
I'll do the first one. The first one is in a national commercial. In 2014, Gwen Dean quit her job in a GoDaddy Super Bowl commercial with dreams of starting her own puppet business. She's going far. Dean took to the airwaves to announce her resignation in front of 100 million people, including her boss, who she knew would be tuned into the event.
That's pretty fucking ballsy, and also very expensive.
Yeah, I wish it would have elaborated how she did it.
Because aren't those like millions of dollars to get a Super Bowl
yeah.
commercial?
It's like 30 seconds is like $1 million. I mean, I remember back in the day, a minute was $1 million. But I I didn't even know what my dick was at that point. Like, I was so young. I can't imagine what it is now.
Yeah.
I could see a full minute commercial in a Super Bowl being $5-6 million for a minute.
Yeah, I didn't dive into these stories. I just copied them from the internet. But it would be interesting to find out exactly the what's the fucking word I'm thinking of? Details.
Oh, the details of how she quit?
I was going to say schematics, but that's not the right word.
I kind of want to look up, how did she quit?
Right? We'll do that after the episode.
Did she, like in a Fight Club, when he would splice in porn to movies? Like, he would...
I don't remember.
He worked in a movie theater where he would, like, have to splice in the movies.
Yeah.
And he would splice in, like, a quarter of a second of porn
like
into, like, the
porn.
like subliminal porn. Like, I wonder if she did that.
I bet you this commercial is somewhere on YouTube.
Oh, it's got to be.
We could probably find it.
It's got to be.
Okay, so the second one, epic way someone has quit, was on toilet paper.
Nice.
So according to a female Reddit user, her husband handed in his resignation letter on a piece of toilet paper. And just in case it wasn't clear to his employer that he had in fact scribbled on the rippled tissue, he also sketched a toilet next to his name.
All right. I just want to say this. With everything we went through last year, who does this motherfucker think he is? Quitting on a commodity that we could not find on the shelves for months.
I think this article is a little bit older, so
this
he probably
motherfucker
did not foresee the epic toilet paper shortage of 2020.
The epic toilet paper shortage of... The epic North American toilet paper shortage of 2020.
Yeah, I think Americans were the only fucking assholes that had a shortage of toilet paper.
We're the only ones dumb enough to have a fucking shortage of toilet paper.
Because of our gluttonous pieces of shit. And that's all I have to say about that. Oh shit, someone said there might not be toilet paper. Better get all the toilet paper.
I'm gonna go get all of it. Because... you think gold's coming back as our fucking means to pay for shit.
That was an actual video, wasn't it?
Yes, I know. It was a fucking dude in the Costco parking lot. And he was like, this is going to be worth millions in a couple days. And it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's not.
You should probably head towards that freeway exit and drive the fuck off the bridge.
Yeah, or just drive off a pier.
Save humanity the worries of... burying your ass and make your minivan go up in flames.
Yeah, I didn't have high hopes for humanity before all this, but now I have zero hopes for humanity. It's insane.
Last year was quite an awakening.
Even continuing into this year, things are getting better here in the U.S. I know in other parts of the world they're not so great, but there's still such a huge divide.
Yeah. Well,
and the people that aren't vaccinated are now all getting the Delta variant. But
good for them. The part that bothers me the most is people don't want to go back to work.
Restaurants are so short-staffed.
Yeah, we went to that one place and they were like, oh, this section isn't open. Up there isn't open because we had to cut our staff by 50% and... well, they didn't no one wants to come back to work.
Yeah, people just don't want to return to work.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I want to go up there and drink a beer. What the fuck?
Yeah, but I think once those benefits end, people will start looking for work again.
Yeah, and I think it's the beginning of August. It's supposed to end.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens then. Anyway. Anywho, next one. You want to read the next one?
Yeah, I'll read the next one.
Motherfucking snakes on a plane?
On an airplane. In 2010, JetBlue flight attendant Steven Slater made a memorable exit when he announced over a flight's intercom that he quit his 28-year tenure flying the friendly skies. He drove the message home by grabbing 2 beers and deploying an evacuation slide that he then flew down. I remember seeing this.
Did you see this?
Oh, it was fucking great. It was fucking great.
What is the airline?
Because he was...
oh, JetBlue.
He was very outgoing with it.
Yeah.
He got on the intercom and was talking to the people on the plane and was like, fuck this, I'm out. and fucking opened the door.
So they were already, were they at the gate?
And then he went to jail.
Were they at the gate, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yeah, it was when they were about to taxi.
Why did
they were about to taxi?
Oh, they hadn't left yet?
No, they were about to taxi. And he, like, fucking grabbed that shit and was like...
I'm out, bitches!
Yeah, it was just like that.
That's amazing.
It was great.
I can't even imagine how I would epically quit. Okay. So
a job of 28 years.
That's a long fucking time to work for a company. Yeah. Okay, the last one is on the news. So in 2014, Alaskan TV news reporter, I'm going to say Charlo Green. It looks like Charlo, but
yeah,
I'm going to say Charlo. Charlo Green told viewers in a story that she was leaving her anchor job to focus her energy on the cannabis business she owned.
Is it Charo, though? Like... No? Oh, okay.
There's an L in it, Charlo.
Oh, okay. Well, it could have been a misspelling.
Didn't you call me Charo the other day?
I did.
What
I forget what you were doing.
Oh, because my sunglasses are so big.
Oh, yeah, because your new prescription sunglasses. I was like, oh, you look like Charo.
Right.
Gucci.
I think I look pretty goddamn cute in my
You
gigantic sunglasses.
do. Much better than Charo.
They cover most of my face. That's why I like them. Okay, so there were no smoke and mirrors here. Before saying the two simple words, I quit, she sealed her fate with a profane statement that her co-anchor quickly apologized for. I would like to see that video too. I bet that exists on YouTube somewhere. So that's it. Like, have you ever fantasized about how you would quit?
Fuck yeah.
Is there anything?
Oh, there's many ways that I've fantasized about this.
Peeing on desks and
yeah, like winning the lottery, walking into the director's office, and then throwing her papers up in the air and going, "I'm out."
I would like to recreate the scene from Half Baked where it was like, fuck you, 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 you're cool. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like there'd be a lot of fuck yous and a couple you cools. I'm out. Maybe just do one of those like sweeping arm sweeps across the desk and just fucking shove everything off the edge of the desk and then just be like, bye.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'd probably just be like, I'm not coming in ever again. Here's my email. But you could only really do that if you won the lotto and you never had to work again because you need that stupid fucking reference.
And that last paycheck. Okay, I need another beer. I'm going to take a break for 5 seconds. We'll be back.
So while Jay grabs a beer, we're going to hear from another fellow indie podcaster.
Yep.
We're going to take it back a little bit. Back to 1992.
Oh, yeah, that song. It was like almost on my list, but it just didn't make it.
All right, you're bringing in wrestling references now.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to bring in a little bit of everything. I've heard that song so many times at a strip club.
Who hasn't heard it at a strip club?
I'm sure it's being played at some strip club right now.
I know it's a Christmas song.
Yeah, you went weird on this, Brian. I'm sorry.
Bro, this is left field, man.
I don't care. It is such a great song.
What's up, everyone? This is Gomez.
And I'm Brian.
And we're the dynamic duo and co-hosts of Playlist Wars,
a podcast where we, along with a special guest, pick a musical artist, band, or topic, and each create a 10-song playlist that we feel best represents them.
Then we turn it over to you to vote for which one of us got it right.
You can find us at playlistwarspodcast.com
or wherever fine podcasts are found.
And we are back.
We are back.
I forgot earlier in the beginning of this episode to kind of say what we have in store for season 2.
Yes. Yes, it should be good.
So we have more of the same from season 1, where we're reading stories, but we are going to start implementing, what's the word I'm looking for?
We're going to have guests.
We're going to start having guests.
Yeah, she wants to be all, whatever that word is. Uppity. She wants to be all uppity about it. We're going to have guests on.
Yeah, we're going to start.
Either through Zoom or live.
Yeah. Maybe a couple live guests, a couple international guests from around the globe sharing their workplace stories.
Those will be Zoom.
Firsthand. Well, yeah.
I mean, it would be cool if they were live, but
Well, I'm pushing for a European
Apparently,
vacation next year, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen, but the last we heard, it was we fly them out here and then take them to space.
No, we go there and then take them to space.
Oh yeah. That's right. Anyway, they want too much.
But anyway, yeah. So we're going to try some new things in season 2. So I hope you guys are excited about that. We are.
Yeah, we're very excited. I think it'll bring a new element to the show.
Yeah, just not our stupid voices the whole time. I think also, too, people telling their workplace stories firsthand.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit, like, us reading it is fine, but sometimes when some people don't know how to write down their stories in a way they want to, like, relay them. So it's good to just shoot the shit, you know?
Yep.
Okay.
It'll probably lengthen the episode because, we drink the whole time we're recording. So, you know how people, like, you're sitting around the campfire, you've had a few beers, and you want to tell someone what happened when you went to the store, and it takes like an hour and a half because you're drunk.
Are we going to have a campfire going while we're recording?
I can get the smoker going. It'll smell like a campfire.
I will also say, too, one of the main reasons we took a break and did separate seasons because we were going to go camping, and then our camping trip got canceled.
Yeah.
Which is it's a freaking bummer.
It's a bummer, but, it'll happen.
Life sucks sometimes. We'll go camping next spring.
It's part of being an adult.
Yeah, adulting is very hard.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we had kids? Fuck that shit.
Fuck that. I mean, I'm not... Yeah. Good on you if you want kids and you have kids and you love it. It is not for us.
Nope.
And that's all I will say about that.
That's all I have to say about that.
Jenny. Okay, should we get into some stories?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to go first or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, I'm ready to listen.
All right. Our first story is called Seasonal BS. And strap in, folks. This is a long one.
It's going to be a long one.
My first job was unloading trucks for a hardware store. As the managers like to say, home improvement store. Since holiday decorations go up like 2 months earlier than the actual holiday...
Can I pause you?
Yes.
It's not even August here, and Halloween shit is already in the stores.
Not even August. I don't know what comes before Halloween. I don't think anything
Nothing
does.
Important.
Yeah, not like a big holiday. But yeah, there's already Halloween shit in the stores.
It's crazy.
And the fun part is, once Halloween ends, it's going to take 2 weeks of Thanksgiving. So it's going to take like 2 weeks, and it's going to be Christmas. Actually, it's not even.
It's the same time now.
Before Halloween actually happens, there will be Christmas decorations in the store.
Yeah, like the Halloween decoration. The beginning of October, Halloween decorations are gone, and it's all Christmas.
It's all Christmas.
Just stupid. It should just be Halloween all year long. Raw. Thank you, Coors.
All right.
Sorry.
She's on a good one.
Yep.
Anyway.
I'm excited. It's our first podcast in a while.
Since holiday decorations go up like 2 months earlier than the actual holiday, we start seeing the product in the trucks about 3 to 4 months before each holiday. I think seeing trim and tree on a cardboard box gives me a PTSD trigger now. I think a lot of the Halloween decorations that came through were low-key haunted.
I would hope so.
I remember one late August, I could swear I heard something cackling deeper in the truck. It was very quiet and happened just infrequently enough to make me think I was hearing things. As we both got deeper in, I could hear it more clearly, and I told one of the other guys, and we both paused for a second to listen. We heard the laughter and looked at each other for a minute, and eventually got back to unloading. We found the box in question eventually. Some Halloween decoration that I have no idea what it was, but it was just laughing, almost non-stop.
Was it just... Was it... Okay, so it was like something within a big box of stuff. So they
Yeah,
could just
yeah,
hear,
yeah.
okay, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like the box of the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they didn't know why it was laughing. Yeah, it was something that was inside of
A box.
a
Okay.
bunch of boxes
That's fine.
of decorations.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Although I do love going to those places and just setting off all of the audio
Yeah. I know.
decorations at
I
once.
do. I do too.
And then you're just
And
like,
just walking the fuck out.
everyone
It gives
hates
me
your
that
guts.
feeling of like quitting my job.
Yeah, a little bit. Just like, oh, did you already hate your job? Well, you're gonna fucking hate me too.
Ding, 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 ding,
What were
ding.
we saying about humanity earlier?
Oh, fuck it.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'd have to imagine the battery would have died already or something, but this thing just kept on cackling. It was pretty funny to see the guy coming to grab it off the belt stop and just stare at it, confused for a bit as the demon box continued to laugh, showing no sign of dying out anytime soon. Hi, wanna play?
Do you want to play? God, I love Halloween. Let's go look at Halloween decorations.
We will after this.
Okay.
We'll call an Uber.
Can you Uber us to Lowe's, please?
Can we go to Lowe's? Are there decorations out yet? I think just about every Halloween season we'd get a handful of demon boxes that'd just cackle incessantly at us. More than a few seasonal trucks would smell of the melted, rotted plastic of the decorations, since they'd just baked in the oven trailers all day in the sun.
Blech.
The worst offender was around 10 pallets of live pumpkins that were molded, rotted, and just straight up maggot infested.
Oh, God.
Very nice.
Have you noticed, I feel like, and maybe it's just like as you get older, your concept of time changes from when you're a kid, but I feel like as an adult, the times that we have carved pumpkins, they have rotted and molded
Yeah.
way faster than they
Because-
did as kids.
Because we don't live in a time where it was something that they sold it to you for you to enjoy. It was something that, oh, we got fucking truckloads back there, just sell them to fucking people. Don't bring the fresh ones out until the old ones go.
But didn't we got pumpkins from the pumpkin patch where they were grown one year?
Still the same. Still the fucking same.
So you just think that it's
What
just like
I think they need to
what
do.
they're putting out has been
Yeah.
sitting much longer than.
Yes.
Because it feels like we covered a pumpkin and 2 days later it was just solid green with
Yeah.
mold. Where I feel like when we were kids, it lasted at least a week.
Yeah, you could fucking carve your pumpkin a week or two before Halloween and it'd be okay.
And it'd be fine.
And then the fuckers would come and they would roll
Smash
it down
it.
the street. But now they can't even pick them up off the doorstep because they're so
They're
molded.
just mush.
It's like they pick it up and they end up with it all over their fucking hands.
Yeah.
You know, look, there's too many fucking people in this world.
People suck.
Yeah.
Pumpkins die early.
Yeah. Anyway,
I love Halloween.
yes. I'm just trying to find where it was. The smell hit as soon as we opened the trailer. The pallets were against the back wall of the truck. Who the fuck would do that? You have a whole truck going to a home improvement store.
These are like
and you put the
semis,
live
right?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You put the live goods on the back wall.
What are
So it's the last thing they get out.
What do they call them in the UK?
Trolleys?
Are they trolleys?
I think so. Right?
Something like that.
Or
Just for our UK
or
listeners.
lorry. It's lorry. Trolley is a shopping cart.
Yeah.
Lorry is the trucks.
Big ass, like 18-wheeler trucks. That's what we're talking about.
They know what we're talking about.
I mean,
They know the weird shit that we call
do you
stuff.
know what a flat is? Or a lift? Or... I remember... Okay, sorry, this is completely off topic.
Flats an apartment, lifts an elevator.
That's right. Completely off topic. I don't remember how many years ago. It was like 2014 when I was... 2013, 2014, where I was desperately looking for a job. And I saw an ad on Craigslist for a job as it was like British to English translator.
What the fuck?
And I was,
Like-
how is this like, yes, there are certain words that are a little bit different, but how is this an entire fucking job?
Yeah.
I mean...
It's proper English to American.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And, God, I wish I would have applied to that just to see.
I will tell you, the hardest part that I have with their language is like biscuits to cookies to this.
They're baked
to that,
goods.
to that. Biscuits can be anything that's crispy.
Yeah. I feel like our education has been upped. Thank you, Great British Baking Show.
Yes.
But I still get a little bit confused. Like, I think pudding is just any kind of dessert, really. Like, pudding just means dessert there. Yeah. But then there's also certain desserts that are called pudding. Like, I don't know.
So you could have, like, strawberry shortcake, and they would call it pudding.
Hallmark of greatness, Irish spirits, chat smash. Chime in on this.
Yeah,
Let
definitely chime in. Let us know. We're stupid Americans.
100 things we learned from film. All of our UK pod fam, let us know how wrong we are.
Yeah.
I have watched...
What the fuck is pudding? Here it's like some creamy goodness that I don't really like.
It's that horrible rapist, fucking Bill Cosby's brand. I can't believe they let him out of jail. Anyway, I'm tipsy.
I still have
a lot of stories. Sorry,
3-4 paragraphs to go. So, all right, Christmas wasn't usually as bad. It was just annoying for different reasons. I'm getting the stare down of my life. The fake trees could only be stacked so high on pallets before they became lawsuits waiting to happen. And we'd usually run out of pallets with an aggressive amount of boxes still remaining, so it just became a logistical pain in the ass with the sheer volume of trees. Also, Christmas music. Fuck retail in that season. I remember my second holiday season at this job. I was there when the Christmas music started. I was there when the Christmas music started. Damn. Oh, that's staying in.
Coors Light, baby.
I was there when the Christmas music started on the overhead. It was a big truck, so we stayed a bit later to finish up. When we had wrapped up around the time of the closers were off. What the fuck?
We had wrapped up at the time the closers were
Yeah. And we had wrapped up around the time the closers were off. 45 minutes after close. The overhead music was silent for a minute or two while we were wrapping up, and then the first Christmas jingle started, and I remember hearing from each department at the same time, people groaning, yelling, "No!" into the sky. It was pretty hilarious. It was like November 2nd, and sometimes those Christmas jingles plagued us until mid-late January. I'm still sick of that music till this day.
Yeah, I don't mind Christmas music on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but I feel like November 2nd is even late. Like I said, it's August. Halloween shit's already going out. September 1st, I guarantee you Christmas music will be on in fucking stores.
I think the Christmas radio station around here starts
in September.
The day after fucking Halloween.
That's too much Christmas music. Like I said, I enjoy it for a day. I love putting the fake fireplace on our TV with the Christmas music, like Christmas morning. Yeah. And that's about as much as... That's about as much as I can take.
Yeah.
I can't imagine working a retail job where you have to listen to that 8 hours a day.
I mean, if it was Michael Bublé, I could listen to it.
You would still get sick of it.
Yeah, I'd get sick of it. But I would be able to tune it out. Anyway, after Christmas, though, since some of the parking lot gets converted into a live tree lot, anything that doesn't get sold has to be piled up in one way or another for whoever comes to collect the remaining trees. Those things are riddled with sticky sap that won't come off for days. Yes, that's why I fucking hate live trees.
It's like that scene in Christmas Vacation.
And
everything's sticking to it.
Yeah, everything's sticking to it. And you put the little skirt underneath, and if you grab that skirt off after Christmas, and if you don't keep it flat, it all just fucking sticks together like a 14-year-old's jack-off sock.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Tube sock. I think We got a real tree, right? The first couple Christmases we had together, and then we were like, fuck this, let's get a fake tree. I feel like there was at least 1 year we had a real tree.
There was 1 year we got a real tree.
And with the
and I remember going to get it because we were in that like super lovey-dovey stage, like a real tree would be so much more romantic. It took about a week and we were like, fuck this motherfucking shit. The dogs and the cat is puking it every motherfucking where.
The pine needles. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Fake tree. And our fake tree looks pretty realistic. That's the one your sister gave us, right?
Our fake tree is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Thank you. Thank you, Sestra.
Sestra. Those things are riddled with sticky sap that won't come off for days. Save just skinning yourself.
Oh.
Just piling up trees and moving them to a slightly different part of the parking lot. Then having to go through with a fucking broom and dustpan to sweep up the million pine needles. The people running this store were not the brightest bulbs, and it only showed more when the smart managers left for better stores/jobs. More than once, I remember looking at other people I was working with and asking, why the fuck are we doing this? The guy who worked the outdoor garden would just come through with the leaf blower the next day or later that night and just blow it all into the ditch/drain line just beside the store. Sadly, I'd still be covered in pine sap. That sounds like a shitty fucking job.
Yeah. No,
really shitty.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I will pass on that endeavor.
Yep.
Thank you. Is that the end of that story?
That's the end of that story.
That sounds like fun. It's kind of fitting, given that we're like
coming into
that season.
You know, it's the middle of July, end of July, and we're coming into the Christmas season because that's the way it works now.
Well, this will probably come out sometime in August, so we'll be way into that season when this comes out.
Yeah.
In summer still.
Yeah. When it's fucking 90 out.
America.
It's
all about consumerism and stuff.
And stuff.
Do you need another beer?
I do.
Okay.
All right.
Are we ready for another story?
I am more than ready.
I just shoved some tortilla chips in my face, and I have a tiny piece of tortilla chip stuck in my throat. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, this will be good.
And Coors isn't helping me. Okay.
No?
No.
I remember when I was a kid, I would start to feel sick. You know, most kids, they rub Vicks Vapor Rub on their chest when they're feeling sick.
Did she give you whiskey?
My stepmom would give me Coors Light.
Okay. I've never heard of Coors Light. I've heard of whiskey.
Yeah, well, that was a true story that I just made up.
Oh.
But still.
Okay. This is where your Coors obsession came from?
Yeah.
Like my mom said my grandma, when they were babies and teething, my grandma would rub whiskey on their gums.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way shit was done back then.
So here's a fucked up thing with how redneck I grew up. When my little sister was a little baby and she was teething, my stepmom would rub Dr. Pepper on her gums.
Okay.
Yeah, right? Because it didn't numb anything like whiskey would.
It would just be a sugar fucking high.
Yeah, exactly. She would dip the, we called it the nunu or binky.
Yeah.
She would dip it in Dr. Pepper and put it in her mouth. And surprisingly enough, my little sister would pass the fuck out. I think it was like...
Immediately? Or would she have like a sugar high and then pass out?
She'd pass, like, not immediately, but she would pass out. She would stop crying and she would pass out. And I think it was like a soothing thing.
Well, it was probably just a way to get her to accept the binky to soothe herself.
Well, also, my stepmom drank Dr. Pepper nonstop through her pregnancy.
Oh.
Because there was no beer. She couldn't have beer. She didn't drink alcohol. So she would drink Dr. Pepper.
I thought caffeine was also bad when you're pregnant.
Well, yeah. So my fucking little sister came out the womb a fucking Dr. Pepper crackhead.
So getting a little fix of Dr. Pepper
Yeah.
helped her.
So getting a little fix of Dr. Pepper put her ass out. She was okay.
I guess it could be worse.
Oh, well, yeah, it could be worse.
could
I mean,
be
there's
born-
heroin, there's crack,
Right.
there's so many other things. But, it's just Dr. Pepper. And have you ever had a Dr. Pepper?
Never.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
You lie like
I
a
used to
dog.
love Dr. Pepper.
That shit is like
It's intense.
it's up there with Mountain Dew.
It's a lot of flavor for me as an adult.
Yeah.
I can't
Do
imagine.
you remember Jolt?
Yeah, I
Holy
probably
shit.
had one once. I wasn't like a regular Jolt drinker, but
That when we were like little kids, Jolt was like, we felt like we were drinking beer. We felt like we
Yeah.
were drinking alcohol, like,
because you'd get so wired.
our friend Chris has a fucking Jolt. Let's go fucking pass it around to each other. And we drink the Jolt, and then we would go in the woods and just tear shit up.
Like the tree line would just be like
we could
7-year-old
Yeah.
just
Oh, no.
just raw tree
Well,
up to that
we would like
3 foot,
make
4 foot height.
trails and then like build fucking so we had dogwood trees.
You were like little kid tweakers.
Oh yeah, little kid tweakers, but we were already little kids, so there was no stop to us. Like we
Right.
just went and went and went, and then we got Jolt, and it was like, yeah, we were little kid tweakers, but we weren't the tweakers who like burnt out, because tweakers burn out.
Yeah.
They get their high and they go and do shit, and they're like, oh, I can't do anything anymore. I need more tweak.
You'd never crash.
No. Well, we would crash, but it would be like the end of the day we would crash. We would like build fortresses and cut trails, and holy shit when we got a hold of a Jolt. And there was one kid in our neighborhood who his parents obviously did not give a fuck about him. And they would buy like a 6-pack. And keep it in the fridge.
They're just like, he'll go run in the forest all day if we give him this Jolt.
Maybe, but he had to sneak it. So he would sneak a Jolt, and there was me, Mark, Rusty, Chris, and Tim. There were 5 of us.
No Preston?
At this point, no.
Okay.
No. And we would pass that fucking Jolt around, and we would just fucking go ape shit.
Good
Like,
God, that
we
sounds
were
like my worst
gone.
nightmare.
Yeah, it was. I mean, look, at least we went to the woods. We didn't like stay around the house, because any mom would have been like, oh my God, fucking where's the shotgun?
I'm watching my stories. Get the fuck out of my house. Your kids are being too loud. I'm watching my stories. That's
Anyway,
fun.
we're going off into the weeds.
Yeah.
But if you haven't tried Jolt, look it up on Amazon or something, or online, and grab one.
Does it still exist? I feel like they outlawed that shit.
Yeah, no shit. I would not be surprised.
It'd be fun nostalgia to get a Jolt and then just feel like shit for 2 hours afterwards. Because adulting is stupid. Are we ready for our second and last story?
I think so.
Because these are both kind of long stories. So this one is called Gaslighting Smarter-Than-Fauci Bosses. And this story was sent to us from Jack. Hi, FMWL. I have a doozy for you. This is the job I had before my current and awesome job. There was no such thing as a good day there. I was let go from a good job at the beginning of COVID, and so began my job search. I found this job at a marketing company where I had a couple of mutual connections on LinkedIn, who kindly put me in contact with them. Part of their application process is a test of 2 questions. What words best describe you? And what words best describes the position you're applying for?
There's so many places I could go with those questions.
Yeah. And you had to check a bunch of words, which I took seriously. I had a phone interview and then got an in-person interview. More on this later. The interview should have been my first warning sign. The interviewer, my future boss, pulls out the results of my personality test and pretty much gives me a psych evaluation in the interview. Now, this isn't Myers-Briggs. This is a test that assigns you 4 personality dots, labeled A through D, and each of those dots represent a different part of your personality. Yeah. I had to take this test.
Did you? When?
Yeah, in my current position. We all took this test and we got assigned our dots.
Jesus.
Which actually, I mean, there's a lot of like floofy doofy, but it did.
Floofy doofy. There's a lot of floofy doofy.
There's a lot of floofy doofy, but my dot did actually describe me.
Oh, I've seen it. It's like a graph, and there's 4 quadrants.
Right.
And I've seen it.
And your dot kind of gets. It's pretty accurate, though, to me and my coworkers.
Yeah. Do you want me to read you your daily horoscope?
I love reading horoscopes. But look, we had to fill out an extensive questionnaire to get our dots. This sounds like they tried to get it from just 2 questions that, like, what word best describes you and what words best describe the position you're applying for.
Yeah, that seems a bit.
So I don't think it was very accurate.
That seems a bit lacking.
In this case. Okay. So this was a bit weird, but whatever. I then interviewed with everyone else, seemed to go well, and then they strung me along for a few weeks until they gave me an answer. This should have been my second warning. But I got the job. Awesome! And we get to my first day where I'm pretty much told to sit down and read their manual. I wasn't shown around, I wasn't introduced to my new coworkers. This was a company of 15 people. Basically, we all sat in silence for 8 hours. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, what the why?
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like totally awkward and strange.
They put them all together, but then they sat there silent for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Why?
At least when we hire people at our company, we go through like the bullshit of like your name,
stand up, tell us your name, and tell us your hobbies.
It's cheesy, but at least you kind of like it kind of breaks the ice. You know, makes it makes you a little bit more comfortable in a group setting. Yeah. This just sounds like so fucking awkward. Throughout the week, I began getting a couple of nuggets from the coworkers, who I was eventually able to talk to, about the owners, who were a married couple, and she lived in a different state than her husband, who was at the office. I also learned that everyone was miserable and that they were scared of the wife. This was my first week.
Nice.
This just sounds, horrific. Now, the other thing that happened in my first week, keeping in mind this was peak COVID, and I am sitting in an office of a marketing company that utilizes web calls for every single fucking meeting.
So this was recent then?
Yeah.
This peak
well, obviously,
COVID.
Yeah. But also, why do you have to go into the office if everything is web calls? But anyway, I got to hear how my boss was cleverer. Cleverer.
More clever is actually the correct phrase.
I got to hear how my boss was more clever than Dr. Fauci, and that Fauci doesn't understand the science of COVID. And this was all overblown. 3,000 people a day were dying. Again, I work in marketing, not medical science. This was in between times he wasn't railing against Biden running for president or announcing that the Proud Boys aren't a white supremacist or fascist organization. Instead, they're patriots. I would have noped the fuck out of there.
there's...
Peace out. That's your opinion. Good on you. I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
Now, being new at this job, I had a lot of questions. The role I had was central to every single piece of work being done, so I would ask questions. I would get a 20-minute video call from the wife to tell me I was wasting her time with questions. 20 minutes to go over how I, a new person wanting to do a good job, was wasting her time. Ugh, that's so obnoxious.
Yeah, well, when you go to work for a place, you make them money and you shut the fuck up. And you don't bother them so they can make money.
Yeah,
come on. Everybody knows
how to do
this.
your job.
You don't need to know how to do your job. You just do it.
Yeah, just do whatever. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, why are you calling me? Why? I just want to collect a check. I opened this business so I could collect a check and you could do my work for me. Why is that so hard to understand?
What I have learned, myself, Kay, that when this shit happens, it's because they don't know the fucking answers. So when you ask questions of your superiors and they pitch a fit, it's because they don't know the fucking answers themselves, and they don't want to just say...
And they have too much ego to say that they don't know the answers.
Let me fucking find out for you. They just
I can think of a few people like that.
Yeah, I can too. They just make you feel like a fucking idiot, so they don't look like a fucking idiot. Anyway.
That's right.
Now, this wasn't her only weird shit that she would pull. Remember the dots I told you about? We would be in meetings, and if she didn't like your answer, she would tell you to raise your B dot, lower your C dot, or whatever the BS was. Basically telling you to change your personality to suit her needs.
Yeah.
When she started coming back into the office full-time, 3 people cried. 3 out of 15. She once bragged to the leadership team, which I was sort of a part of, about how everyone was too scared to come to her office. She was a nasty piece of work. Why would you brag about the fact that you're not an approachable bitch?
Yeah, when you're trying to run a company.
Yeah.
Because you're not trying to run a company.
Right. You have zero clue how to run a company.
Exactly. You're trying to collect a paycheck.
I think I said clumpany.
Clumpany.
Company.
Yes. Well, I mean, she probably would have said the same thing.
I have so much to say about this, but I am going to not. But what of my boss, the smarter than Dr. Fauci? His trick would be, if I was on a video call, he would walk over like an angry Napoleon and start demanding answers to his questions from me while I was on the call loudly in front of everyone. His other fun things would be to berate me in front of everyone as soon as he walked in the office, or loudly proclaim he had done...
That's harassment.
Yeah, for sure. Or loudly proclaim he had done my position for 15 years, so this is how it should be done. He was wrong more often than not. Yeah.
And that's also harassment.
Yeah. By the way, I had been there about 2 months by this point. Oh my god, you are a saint for lasting that long.
Yeah.
This couple would gaslight all of their employees and play favorites, of which I was never one. And if you weren't a favorite, your life was made miserable. I was told I talked too much. Again, central to every piece of work this company produced, so had to know what was going on and talk to my coworkers. Screamed publicly at on multiple occasions.
Harassment.
And once questioned in front of everyone if my PTO had been approved when I said, see you next week on a Thursday. God, that sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah. I mean, this person should probably own that company.
Right?
By now.
This guy would then play the victim loudly that he was last one to leave every night. Again, he's the owner and would brag about the expensive shit he owned.
And by last one to leave, he meant he would get drunk in his office, pass out, and wake up at 2 a.m. and call an Uber to take him home.
Basically, this job destroyed me to the point that 5 months after starting, they fired me. That's probably the best outcome.
Yes.
Get out of that shit.
I mean, it sucks to get fired because it's on your resume that you got fired, but...
You don't have to put that on your resume.
No, you don't have to. But if they call for references...
You also don't have to put that as a reference. 5 months, it's a lot of time to invest in a job, but it's also a short enough time where you can just leave that entire thing on your resume and no one has to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, this job destroyed me to the point that 5 months after starting, they fired me. And when they fired me, I began laughing excessively and called them out on their bullshit to the point that they ended the exit interview early.
Nice.
Good on you. It was pretty awesome.
I'm surprised they even did a fucking exit interview.
Yeah, it sounds like the place that just wouldn't care.
Yeah.
This
is a right-to-work state, and we don't have to give you a reason, so you're fired.
Yeah, well, we don't know where this person is from. It might not be a right-to-work state.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay. When the news of my firing hit, I got inundated with congratulations text messages.
That's how you know it's a good thing.
Like I said earlier in the episode, work has been challenging for me, but man, it's not as bad as this.
No.
That sounds horrible. It sucks that... I'm going to get really philosophical at the moment. It sucks that, this is just life. You just have to work these shitty fucking jobs to survive. And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty shitty. And that's why we have this podcast called Fuck My Work Life.
Yep. This is the
quintessential story.
Reason why we have this podcast. Because, you know, we all deal with shit at work. And we all have stories of dealing with shit at work. But sometimes it just, like, it takes the cake.
Yeah.
You know, it really takes the cake of the shit that people have to deal with from inept fucking stupid people who
are in charge.
Somehow got their way into running shit however they did, and then now you're underneath them and have to deal with their bullshit. Or, you know, not even deal with their bullshit, but do their bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to do their job because they feel like they're in a high enough position where they don't have to do anything anymore.
Yeah. And it just seems, one, you either work for a very large company that hires from within and you get put in this leadership position with zero leadership training or experience, and you're just expected to know how to lead people. Or you work for these smaller companies where you started this business and also you have no leadership training or ways of knowing how to lead people. And it is a skill. And it can be either a skill you just have or a skill that you learn. But so many companies do not provide the training for this skill of how to lead people. And there's so many more situations where you're dealing with shitty bosses than with people who really know how to inspire and
inspire people. And it's okay, we're getting off into the weeds, but I'll just say this.
It's not really the weeds. This is a workplace
I'll
podcast.
just say this. Like, there is a difference between making people work for you and making people want to work for you.
Right.
There's a huge difference. And 9 times out of 10, usually 10 times out of 10, the people who make people want to work for them, they actually succeed. The people who just make people work for them, yes, it looks good on paper for a while, but you slowly start to see those trends where it just doesn't fucking work.
That turnover rate of employees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those people who you make work for them, they leave. And you bring new people in, and then they leave. And then you bring new people in, and then they leave. And it's very prevalent.
It is. It's
very easy to see.
Sadly, it's the smaller percentage of people that know how to lead, and you want to work for them and you want to do a good job for them.
Yes.
It's sad. But on that note, thank you for coming back to us in season 2.
Yes, we are. We're pretty inebriated, and I think this went pretty fucking well.
This could have gone on for another couple hours, but we're going to stop it because we want to keep our courage.
No, let's go for a couple hours. Fuck it. Let's just do it. All right, here's what I got. No, I'm just kidding.
We love you, fuckers.
We do.
We're so glad.
We do, and we missed you, fuckers. We missed recording for you, fuckers, and we're so glad that we're back.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good season.
Yeah, I'm excited to have guests on. I'm excited to be doing our season 2.
Definitely.
So, with that said, thank you for listening. If our epic ways of quitting or our stories from listeners today inspired you, please write your stories in and send them to fmwlpod@gmail.com. Or if you have an epic story that you would like to tell firsthand and you're interested in being a guest, also email us.
Yeah, and we'll have you on as a guest. You can email your stories to fmwlpod@gmail.com. Subscribe, follow, rate, and review to help us out, because it really does help us out to help get the podcast out there.
Yeah, I think right now, Apple, Podchaser, and Good Pods, those are the places where you can write a review rate us, and all of those contribute to helping us get out there to a wider audience. Please follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at FMWL Pod. We are very active on Twitter, trying to be more active on TikTok, less active on Instagram and Facebook, but we are there.
We are definitely there. You can support the show by buying us a beer at buymeacoffee.com/FMWLpod.
And we will link that in the show notes as well. So we love you all. We love you fuckers.
That's right, fuckers.
Thank you for listening. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Happy season 2 opener.
Yeah, happy season 2 opener.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. I hit my mic.
Go, you done bang the mic. Whose mic?